So let me know where you're listening from today. We're looking at kvCORE and going into every strategy you could possibly imagine. So if you've been looking to generate some real estate leads using kvCORE, whether you are purchasing it yourself, which is probably costing you hundreds of dollars a month, or your brokerage is providing this to you, regardless, you're going to be able to do this. So there's different plans when it comes to kvCORE. So we're not going to get into that. We're just going to get right into using kvCORE for our business. So kvCORE, a quick summary, is a real estate CRM. It is specifically catered and specifically created for real estate. There are a lot of CRMs out there, so customer relationship management tools out there in the space, but not all of them are specific to real estate. So there's some big profile ones out there, such as, Salesforce, you have Pipedrive, you have others that don't necessarily specialize in real estate CRMs. You can use it and adapt it to it, but this is one of the leading real estate CRMs out there. So that's why we're going to cover it, because thousands and thousands of people have kvCORE. I want to make sure that you know how to leverage it, because there's no sense in you having access to it and it collect dust on you, right? So, oops, looks like there's a little shade right there. Cool. So as you're coming in, a like is going to go a long way. It's going to help with the notifications being sent out, but also comment down below where you're tuning in from. It's going to help me understand when we need to do more of these lives. So again, comment down below where you're listening from, and let's get going. So kvCORE. I'm just going to rattle off all the things that you could do with kvCORE, and then we're going to go into the actual strategies. I'm going to screen share and give you how to implement the strategies, or how to implement the tools that kvCORE gives you to generate leads on demand. So we're going to get into that. At a bare minimum, kvCORE provides a website for you. So kvCORE gives you access to a website that can be connected to the MLS. So oftentimes you hear, I want an IDX website. If you're brand new to the industry, you don't know what the heck that means. Even if you've been in the industry for a while, you hear IDX and it completely goes over your head, and that's okay. That is okay. That was me for the longest time. An IDX website, it's nothing more than a website that's connected to the MLS. So whenever somebody types in 1524 Main Street, a property comes out, right? So people can actually search on your website. So similar to what they're doing on Zillow, they're able to search on the MLS, thanks to you, thanks to your website, see which homes are being sold. So it gives them that level of transparency. So at the bare minimum, understand that you have a IDX website that's already included in your kvCORE. So if you're still looking for, hey, what's that perfect website? Understand that, number one, the perfect website does not exist, but number two, you have a very robust website at your disposal if you choose to use it, right? So that's something that we really need to understand. So kvCORE, a solid website. And we'll look at how to leverage it here shortly, but more than anything, I just want you to see what it has. It is a database management. So a CRM, customer relationship management. It's a place to house all of your leads, have all of the contacts in one place where you can categorize them, if they're buyers, if they're sellers, what their motivation is, if they're looking to buy now or buy later. And it helps you really take all of your contacts that are on your phone right here, turn up your shutter speed. I thought I did, Javier, so let's get into the chat real quick. Houston, Texas, I love it. Living in Indy. I love it. I love it. Welcome, Sarah. Welcome, everybody. Caesar in the house. I appreciate you dropping by, Houston, Texas. And we have, of course, good friend of the channel, good friend of mine, Javier Vidania, who's getting onto me about my shutter speed. This would not be the first time that he has digitally bullied me, but he does that because he cares. He'll never say it, but he does. So I appreciate I will turn it up again. I thought I did, Javier. Actually, I know I did. So I need to see what that's about. And why is my subscribe button not on? Check that out. All right, so don't forget to subscribe. Database management. The CRM, that kvCORE is a database management. That's what CRMs are. Helps you categorize all of your contacts on your phone, so you don't have to go to your phone to find some leads, go to your DMs to find your leads, go to your notebook to find leads, go to your emails to find leads. Everybody should be in one place. That's what it's about, right? So we talked website, we talked CRM. It allows you to create landing pages. A lot of you are out there purchasing some very expensive landing page generators because you're being told, hey, have a lead magnet and buy ClickFunnels or buy lead pages or buy lead pops or buy XY Builderall, buy all these different software when you don't need it if you have kvCORE. A landing page generator is already in your kvCORE, and we're actually going to leverage that tool, that feature within kvCORE, so you don't have to go and purchase a $200 a month package from ClickFunnels or anything like that, right? So landing pages already taken care of. Squeeze pages. Squeeze pages, think of them as saved searches. Squeeze pages are those pages that you can create saved searches that you send off to your clients all of the time through your MLS. Well, you're able to do that here on kvCORE. In fact, there's actually more capabilities here on kvCORE because they're front-facing. kvCORE is very front-facing. We know that as real estate agents, the MLS is sometimes not that user-friendly. So that's why a lot of our users, a lot of our clients, a lot of buyers and sellers are searching on Zillow, right? So it's the user interface that they have an issue with. It's not the content that our clients have an issue with when it comes to the MLS. It's the user interface. All right, so that's something else to consider. And let's see, what else do we have? Email marketing. Email marketing is very important for conversion. Now, there's some strategies that we'll dig into on how to optimize email marketing to actually generate leads, but at bare minimum, we need to understand that we can send out automated emails through kvCORE in order to convert. So an email autoresponder is already in your kvCORE, so you don't need Active Campaign, you don't need Aweber, you don't need iContact, you don't need all these other software. So notice that I'm giving you different examples, and hopefully it's resonating, because you might be paying for these software right now just because you don't know that kvCORE could actually do this, or you're considering getting kvCORE but are just unsure what it includes. This, I'm just giving you the entire breakdown, all the features that all the features that it has, so you can determine which software you can get rid of. Right? So in some cases, some of you are paying a lot of money for landing page generators, email autoresponders, text autoresponders, which is actually another element that I was going to introduce, but it makes sense now. You're paying for text autoresponders like Textedly, like I forget the other one. There's several texting software out there that you're purchasing right now and paying for right now when kvCORE could do all of this for you. So just a quick summary: landing page, IDX websites, database management, landing page generators, squeeze pages. You have squeeze pages, you have text autoresponders, email autoresponders. You have all of that information, all of those features in your database right now, in your CRM right now, right? So that's pretty awesome. Okay, so Frank in the house. Welcome. Wait, Frank from Charlotte, Renee from Alaska, and then Sarah laughing at me. I like that. Appreciate that. Now, I'm assuming she's laughing at the Javier cyberbullying that's happening. If y'all want to cancel Javier, please go over to his channel, Javier Vidania, and go and subscribe. Don't cancel him. He's a leading real estate agent in the YouTube space. So he's absolutely somebody to follow if you've been looking to get into YouTube and see what the heck he's doing to get millions and millions and millions of views on his channel. So he hasn't had to do a cold call a day in his life. So there we go. All right, let's take it right into it. We did a brief breakdown of what you can expect with kvCORE. We're going to dive into the actual strategies. If you were to say, Jaime, I need to use kvCORE. I don't know how to use it though. So tell me, how can I get a lead? All right, so we're going to start pretty basic and we're going to start building on each other. So hang in there with me. So the first place you've already heard about, and that is actually through your website. So we're going to go and share our screen right here. And that's through our website. Remember that we have our IDX website. So if you want to know what your website even is, if you go to the top right and go to that little web thing, your website shows up, right? So at the bare minimum, making your website available to the masses is going to do the trick at bare minimum, right? So a lot of individuals, especially individuals that are part of eXp Realty, since eXp gives this as part of its package. If you're interested in eXp and learning how we're actually generating leads for our agents right now for absolutely free, then click the link down below and we can have a conversation and partner up. But the reason I'm kind of picking on eXp agents right now is because I know that of the 75,000 agents that are part of eXp at the moment, this is our kvCORE is already included in their package, and yet this little profile picture goes unfilled. So it goes blank. It's just a little silhouette. So we are missing an opportunity to make our website, which again is already included in our fees, available to the masses. So whenever somebody starts searching, let's just say, so you can see there's already some safe searches here, and there's some safe searches down here. Somebody is looking at multifamily, so some investors out there, they can click on that and they have access to multifamilies, right? And they can start searching. They can do their own search and all that fun stuff. But at the bare minimum, giving people access to the IDX, well, giving people access to the MLS through the IDX is one of the ways that you can generate leads. So if somebody is searching for, let's just say, 1, 2, 3, 4, this one right here, this listing for whatever reason. Oops, not on there. Let's just do a search. All right, so we've got a search right here. At any point, somebody can click on the free market report and get that free market report, which is going to ask for somebody's contact information, aka a lead. So let's just say they're searching and they're searching. I'm just zooming in so you kind of see how to navigate it. Let's just say I want this house for 1.4 million. It's not a house. It looks like, no, it is a house, right? Yeah, it is a house. So I'll click on it, right? Now, I believe I'm probably logged in at the moment, so it's not going to ask me to get my information. But you see that I didn't have to create this single property website. I'll show you how to do that so we can get some leads in this way. But this was all pretty organic. It is compliant because it is giving credit to whoever the listing agent is, but it's also branded to myself. So if I wanted some information, I could request it, right? So I could reach out to myself. It's not going to work because I'm already logged in, but you can reach out to yourself, or I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. Clients can reach out to you so you can start having a conversation. So on the back end, once the leads come through, they will automatically be updated or uploaded into your CRM. So that's step number one, making your website available to the masses. So remember, to get to your website, you're just going to go to top right, go to Jaime, go to your website right there. You click on it and that's your website. Now, one of the questions that comes up all the time is, Jaime, I have a domain. That's awesome. If you have a domain that's JaimeSalesDallas.com or bestrealestateagentever.com, if you have that domain, kudos for you. That was pretty good for you to secure that domain. But any domain can be redirected to your website. Any domain can be redirected. Listen to what I'm saying, redirected to your website. However, whenever somebody goes to your website, if it's a simple redirect, just I think it's called a 401 redirect, how kvCORE is going to see it is it's still going to show this URL. So if you again have JaimeSalesDallas.com and you do just a simple 401 redirect, this URL will still show, right? Now, you can also make your domain, see where it has that URL right there, make your domain show up if you import your domain into kvCORE. Now I have to be very careful before stepping over or going over my skis here, leaning over my skis, because I'm not that tech savvy, but just understand that you can do a redirect, which will show the URL that you saw on there, jaimeresendiz.exprealty.com. But you can also do an entire import of your domain to where instead of it showing jaimeresendiz.exprealty.com, it shows jaimesalesdallas.com or whatever it was. Just note that that's going to cost you some money. So if you're going to do a custom domain, you can get your domain from anywhere that you want, but for it to be hosted here and for it to actually show on the URL itself, understand that that's going to cost you. And I believe it's roughly around $10 a month is what kvCORE is charging. So just be aware of that. A lot of you are asking about those domains. That's the breakdown of how domains are seen. All right. So any questions on that? Let me make sure that you're on the same page. All right. What we're going to do now is, so we just talked about our strategy of just making our website known, making our website be seen. So that's strategy number one. That's very basic. You should know that by now, but if not, now would be a great time for that to happen. Let's go over to our listings. Since our kvCORE is connected to our MLS, you see that it's already pulled in that information, right? So you see all of the MLSs or all of the homes. Now you can filter out whatever you want, whether you want your personal listings only to show up in this search, or the agency, meaning the brokerage, or if you're looking for a specific listing agent. And then very similar to what you already do with your MLS, you can select these right here and you'll be good to go, right? So that's how you control these listings. But as a quick reminder, these are being pulled in from the MLS. So that's how you're getting access to this. I want to show you a very simple strategy on how to get some leads leveraging these homes right here. This is a beautiful home in McKinney, Texas. I'm going to click on it. And it's a new construction, I can see. And I don't know if it's because, I don't know why it's not uploading. We'll do a quick refresh. That typically does the trick. There we go. So now we see this beautiful new home, which I would buy that. No big deal. Actually, it's a really good looking home. 3,000 square feet. So I have to see where that's at. So you have some information, and all you have to do to go to that, remember when I was over here on the specific property? Well, you can get a specific property, a single property website like this incredibly quickly. All you have to do is find the property that you want, or just put the MLS of the property that you're looking for or the address. And let's just say this was my listing and I had this MLS. All I have to do is copy and paste that into the search, and I'm here. And in order for me to create a single property website, all I have to do is just click that direct link. So it's already created. So I just click on it and you see it right here. So if somebody is asking me for this particular property and wants some additional information, I can send them this listing, which is basically a single property website that's already branded to me, has my cell phone up there, has my contact information up there. So if somebody wanted information, they could reach out to me quickly, right? So that is strategy number 2, single property websites. You can do this all day long. If you are looking for a very simple strategy to deploy day in and day out, you can do a listing of the day on all your social media channels and have this link ready. Now, here's where I used to screw up. There's 2 ways to do this. You see this URL that we have here. You can directly post, let me share my face. You can directly post that URL that you just saw on the screen, that direct URL. Or you can just take one of those pictures that was shown on the listing and post that on your social media. Post that on your stories, post that on your feeds, post that on any place that you want, that you have your social media, up and running. So just post that image and make it listing of the day. And what people are going to do is they're going to comment, hey, can I get more information? Or, hey, I want to see more pictures. Or, hey, where is this at? Or, hey, you're doing this for the engagement. So the more that people comment, the more that Facebook, Instagram, whatever social media platform you have it on, the more reach that it'll have. Before, I used to teach, hey, just copy and paste this link over on your social media. That's fine. However, the issue is you're providing an external link. So we're upsetting the algorithm. So whenever we do an external link into Facebook and Facebook shows that post to Javier, my good friend Vidania, and Facebook starts noticing, well, Jaime posts every single day at 7 a.m. Central. And it seems that anytime we show this post to some of his community, some of his friends on Facebook groups as well, wherever he's posting this, it seems that people log off of Facebook. So Jaime is directing traffic away from us. I am not happy with Jaime. That's exactly what the algorithm is saying right now. So if you do it this way, however, if you post the image and make it a listing of the day, do a brief write-up, or just really sell the listing by you just putting the image and by you posting a bit more about the property itself, people are going to start commenting. So what Facebook, the algorithm, or Instagram, the algorithm, or every algorithm out there, each platform basically works the same in trying to keep people on the platform as much as possible and increasing session times. What the algorithm's going to say is, wow, every time Jaime posts at 7 a.m. Central, people are commenting. People are staying on. So it's going to continue showing it to more people. And what the follow-up question is going to be, well, Jaime, how's that going to help me? Well, it's going to help you because now you can DM those individuals that commented. So whenever somebody comments, hey, can I see more pictures? You just acknowledge the comment, absolutely, sending you a DM, and then you hit them in the DM. There in the DMs is where you can show them the direct link so they can have that direct link, right? So that's a great way for you to increase that awareness, or increase that exposure, not awareness, increase the exposure through this strategy, right? So that's strategy number 2. Strategy number 1 was leveraging the IDX. You have a website right now, it's working, right? Strategy number 2 is single property websites. I just gave you a very simple to deploy strategy. Whoever has kvCORE can deploy this right now. Even if you don't have a kvCORE, which if you're watching this video and don't have kvCORE and don't have any plans for using kvCORE, thank you. Thank you for being here. But most likely you have some kvCORE interest. So I appreciate you being here. Either way, a like is going to go a long way. By the way, it's going to send the algorithm on YouTube crazy. So please hit that like. And also comment where you're listening from. It's going to help me understand when I need to go live a little bit more. But going back to the original point, even if you don't have kvCORE, you can deploy this strategy today. You can deploy the strategy of making a listing of the day. And the only difference is going to be you can do the exact same strategy. The only difference is you won't have a single property website to send them to. That's okay. You can send them the MLS listing if you so choose, because you can share that on your MLS, regardless if you're on Bright MLS, if you're on Matrix, if you're on whatever MLS you're on, doesn't matter, you're able to use it, right? Sarah in the house, would this be good in marketplace post? Absolutely it would. Well, let me say something. Let me back that up. Yes, that would be a good strategy. Except if I was going to do a Facebook marketplace post, so marketplace, think of it like Craigslist, except it's on Facebook. I would post the images of the properties that I'm highlighting, that I have the right to highlight, whether it's through my listing or my broker's listing, or a listing that I have permission to advertise, or as you saw me there, pick a new construction. I'll typically just let new construction fly because builders want to sell these houses very quickly. So all that to say is, know what your rules and regulations and all that stuff is, because at the end of the day, it's your license that's on the line. You can take the strategy or leave it. Doesn't matter to me, but just know that you need to know what your what you're allowed to do or not to do. But back to the strategy. So once we have this property, we can absolutely place it on Marketplace. And I also would not put the short URL that you saw there to the landing page, because one, it's actually going to get blurred out by Marketplace, but also when people click through on Marketplace, they're actually sending us a direct message. So it's in that DM that we can start engaging that client. So it's in that DM that we can have conversations back and forth. And once they're ready for that additional information, then I hit them with that URL, because they'll have all of the information in one place. I'll give you one strategy that we're kind of going off script, but we've been off script for the last 10 minutes, so that's okay. I'll give you one strategy. If you have a listing, let's just say you have a listing that you would love to get leads on, but in reality, you would much rather sell this. It doesn't matter. It's if you have plenty of business going on, like I did back in the day, it really didn't matter if I was leveraging one of my listings to get more business. That's just my personal, that was my personal situation. So when there was a listing that I wanted to sell, and I really didn't care if I got too many leads. Again, don't mishear me. If I got leads, great. If I didn't, that wasn't my goal. My goal was to sell the house quickly. So when I had a listing, what I would do would be I would post the listing on Facebook Marketplace, and I would include up to 5 images of the listing, no more than 5. I'd put the front shot of the house. I'd probably put the kitchen in the middle. If there's some other some other room, some other thing that really sold that house that was unique, I would include that image, and then I would include the backyard. So I would put that on Facebook Marketplace. And then people would comment, hey, is this still available? Again, we're talking about Facebook Marketplace. We're going off on a quick detour, but we'll come right back. When I would post that, people would hit my DMs constantly, which was awesome. And then I would start qualifying them. So when people asked, hey, is this still available? Yes, it is. Are you only looking in Dallas, or are you also looking in Plano? I'm only looking in Dallas. Awesome. And keep in mind, if I wanted to get more leads, if I wanted to get leads in terms of just pulling as many leads as possible and really didn't care if I sold a house or not, then I would continue qualifying them. But since I was more interested in selling the house than getting leads itself, what I would do is I would have already recorded a YouTube video, so a video tour of the property that I would send to them. And then once they watch that and I say, yeah, this is something that we're interested in, then I would send them the single property website. Right? So I would send them the video tour first, and it was an additional filter, it was an additional qualifier. It's like, is this something that you're looking for? Because you're gonna, and in the video tour, it would be on YouTube, and I would articulate, what the property is like, where it's at, and all that fun stuff. But I wouldn't make the address known. I wouldn't let the price known. I wouldn't let any of that known, because I didn't want to disclose that. I didn't want to let the cat out of the bag, if you will. Is that the right saying? Anyway, but that's what I would do with Facebook Marketplace. So that's a little detour. We got to keep going back. Single property website. That's a great way for you to get some business. Now, let's go back. Strategy number 3. I know it sounds like we're moving slow, because we are, but we're going to pick up the pace now. Strategy number 3 has to do with Craigslist. We've already talked about Craigslist actually in relation to Marketplace. But now, if you go to that same listing that we just saw, all we did was copy and paste that, right? That's our URL. But if you go to more actions, you can see that you can send it to via text. You can send it via email. You can print out a flyer. You can do a lot of cool things with it. But all of this is basically pushing over to your sphere, pushing over to the people that are already in your database through text, through emails, pushing it over to friends of yours already on Facebook, because when this gets pushed over, this is going to get pushed over to your Facebook. When this gets pushed over to Twitter, it's people that are connected to you on Twitter. When this gets pushed over to Pinterest, it's people that are already following you on Pinterest. Now, Well, yes and no to people that are already following you on Pinterest or connected with you on Pinterest, but it has the possibility of being found again. But the more direct way to get exposure, the more direct way to get business is to post this on Craigslist, because people are actively on Craigslist looking for homes that are 4 beds, 3 baths, and this amount of square footage. So Craigslist still has a ton of people wanting to buy a house. It has millions and millions of hits every single year. I'm sorry, every single month. So these are people that are actively looking for whatever it is that you're selling. So if you push it over to Craigslist, I'm not going to do that right now because I actually don't have it connected, and since it's a live stream, I can't blur out my contact. But when you go to push to Craigslist, it will actually create the post for you. So it really is that simple. Where go through and it'll ask you what section, depending on which Craigslist you're connected to. I'm in Dallas, Fort Worth, so it would connect and it would ask me, do you want to advertise this on, I believe it's North DFW, South DFW, Dallas, Fort Worth, and I think mid cities are the 5 options that you have. Your Craigslist might be less than that. So if you're in a rural area, it's just going to go straight in. So it's not even going to ask you that because your Craigslist, geographic Craigslist is not that large. So it's going to automatically go through. And then you just press confirm and you're done. So with Craigslist, what I like about that is, one, people are actively searching for the whatever it is that you're selling. In this case, it's homes, but also it has a text to number feature that's called the smartphone number. So there it actually assigns a unique character, a unique thing that you can text to your smartphone number so it can go through to your kvCORE. So that's actually leveraging strategy 3/3B, if you will. So let's call it 3A, 3B, which in reality it's the smart text number that we're leveraging, but we're just using it through Craigslist. So think of it as the smartphone number that you can post it on Craigslist, which you saw exactly how to do that right now, or you can post that on your flyers, you can post that on direct mail pieces, you can post that on wherever. What's more important to understand here is that smartphone number. So that's strategy number 3. We talked about the IDX, making your IDX known to everybody. We talked about single property websites, making that known to everybody. And we talked about the smartphone number I'm calling it /Craigslist because that was the best way that I could show you how to leverage your smartphone number without really doing much. All you have to do, very much the same thing that you've been doing already. If you're going to do a listing of the day, you would go to kvCORE, push it over to Craigslist, and you're done. It's that simple. Now, just some little nuances here, just because I like being thorough, and I think you will appreciate this. With Craigslist, there is a limit of how many times that you can post. So you can't do this daily. You can do this every 48 hours to my last understanding. So you can do this every 48 hours because you can't just continue spamming the same post over and over and over again in your neck of the woods, right? So just make sure that you can post this once every 48 hours or so, and then you're off to the races. All right, so any questions so far? We're going through kvCORE, Real Estate Lead Generation Mastery through kvCORE. If you have any questions, please feel free to drop them down below. We have gone through 3 strategies. We're going to keep going. If you have any questions, please feel free to drop them down below. All right, so let's do, oops, not sharing the screen. Let's do this. All right, we are at the lead engine section. All right, so we're at the lead engine part of kvCORE. Now you see landing pages right here. You see squeeze pages right here. You see call and text capture, pitch sheet, and all this other stuff. Now I encourage you to click on everything just so you see what it looks like. But let's do a quick recap. The call and text capture, this is a smartphone number that we just talked about, right? So you can go there and see the smartphone number that you have assigned and also your unique code. So you can start using this on your sign writers, on your direct mail pieces, on your whatever, right? So you're going to want to check that out. let's go to landing pages. We'll talk squeeze pages in a little bit, but let's go with landing pages. So let's just select the domain and start building. Landing pages, as a quick reminder, are your replacements for ClickFunnels, are your replacements for lead pages, lead pods, Builderall. All of these companies that are landing page generators, this replaces it. So on the left-hand side, you're going to see the types of landing pages you can create. As you can see right now, it's already ready to go. So that's pretty cool, right? But you can change up the settings. Now, for those of you that are super nerdy like me, you're going to want so many options. I want to be able to do this. I want to be able to do that. I want to do whatever. You need to slow down. You need to back up for a quick second. This is meant to help you deploy a strategy quickly. All right, so let's just keep that into play. This is an additional value added for kvCORE. If you want the super, I want every option. I want to be able to move her nose from to her ear for whatever reason. If you want that level of customization, you can fast forward through this part, because that's not what this will do for you. So then you're welcome to go spend $200 a month on ClickFunnels. If that's the level of customization you want here, it is the simple basics, fundamentals that still work. So if I want a, let's go with video view. I can adjust all of this if I want. So I can delete this. So I'll double click it and delete that. Let's say I wanted to delete that for whatever reason. Or if I want to do lead generation, I can change this up. So new text, right? Or if I just don't want any of that, let's just say I want the your town real estate deals, free weekly list. Oops, I deleted that, but that's okay. Your town real estate deals, and you're collecting emails, you're collecting phone numbers, and they get to see the list. Now, what's super cool about this, and something you need to understand, is that you can automate a lot of the back end. So you can make the phone required. So if you want that to go away, you would just go, I want your email and your phone number if you want the real estate deals. But you can also attach this particular landing page to a certain hashtag. Now, why do we care about hashtags? Think of them as just tags. Think of them as trigger points, meaning you can create customized email sequences, customized text sequences on the back end on, let's just say, on this particular your town real estate deals. Let's just say you were marketing to investors and you wanted to highlight properties that you deemed to be deals, if you will. So you can create customized flows on the back end that trigger every time somebody comes into your funnel with a certain hashtag. So let's just say this was your investor campaign. That's going to send out emails, that's going to send out texts, that's going to send out certain tasks for you to complete, right? So that's the automation on the back end. Well, you can automatically have those campaigns fire, those emails, those texts go out through this hashtag. That's why it's important. But you also can, after somebody submits their information, you can upload, or copy and paste the URL that you want people to go to. So let's just say you have a safe search of homes that if they're under a certain amount of money that they're being offered, chances are that they need some improvement, some work. So they or else they would be selling for top dollar. But if you know an area that generally sells for $500,000, all of a sudden a property comes up for $400,000. Well, that lets you know that, hey, this probably needs some work, or else they wouldn't be selling it that low. So that could be a strategy for you to create that safe search, which we'll talk about through the squeeze pages, and post it here, right? So once I save it, you're going to see a little notification that says, hey, once you leave here, you will not be able to save or edit this page. So make sure that you copy and paste the URL, right? So you would just say, okay. And this URL right here, you can never go back to it unless you save it. So make sure that you email it to yourself, that you text it to yourself, that you put it on Facebook, that you put it somewhere, because you're not going to be able to come back to this again, right? So that is very important. Sometimes whenever we're going through campaigns, especially when we're building things out for our agents, since we do their lead generation for them. So again, if you're interested in what that looks like through our group, then the link is down below. But whenever I'm giving direction on, hey, make sure that you create this on your landing page generator and give me back that URL, oftentimes what agents hear is, I've created this landing page. Hey, can you see it on your end? Well, no, I can't see it on my end because I asked you to give me the URL because I can't go back to it. I can't remake it for you. That's the downside to this. But at the end of the day, the functionality is there. The simplicity is there. All of it is already integrated into your kvCORE. So it's powerful. You don't have to worry about embed codes. You don't have to worry about coding. You don't have to worry about anything. It's already here for you. So that's pretty powerful. And that is your landing pages. Let me show you right here. This is strategy number 4, I believe. I lost count, to be honest with you. I think this is 4. Yeah, we talked about IDX. We talked about, what did we talk about? We talked about single property websites. We talked about the smartphone number through Craigslist, which you can use Craigslist as a standalone strategy. And then number 4 are your landing pages. So your landing pages, you can offer whatever the heck you want to the audience. So you can offer lead magnets, like a quick check, checklist, a quick reference guide, a calculator, whatever. Landing pages, think of it this way. Anything that doesn't have to do with properties are best done through landing pages. I'll repeat that again. Anything that doesn't have to do with properties are best done through landing pages. Now, I know this is a little bit confusing because on the screen you actually saw getting my best deals or home deals or real estate deals or whatever. Forget that. Anything that does not have to do with properties is best done through landing pages. So that way you can customize your your lead magnets at any point in time. So whenever you're offering, hey, who wants my refinancing calculator? You can make that pitch here, right? So you can collect people's information. You can remake it though, right? Oh, I don't know if you're trolling me, Michael. I'm going to say you're trolling me. But yes, you can remake it. You can remake it for sure. It's just gonna, I don't want it to be a waste of your time. That's the big thing. Alrighty, so let's go to IDX squeeze pages. So quick reminder, the landing pages are for anything outside of homes. Squeeze pages, think of everything that has to do with homes. So this is going to tap into your IDX and you're going to start building. So there's multiple strategies here. There's squeeze pages. You can think of it strategy number 5A, 5B, 5C, 5D. There's so many different ways to leverage squeeze pages for your business. So let's get into it. All right, so multi-property search. What this is basically a safe search. Now, keep in mind, I really want you to understand this part, because once you understand this, you're going to go crazy with lead generation strategies, and I want you to let me know how you use them down below. Because when you do, let's just walk through a scenario. Let's just say somebody calls you up and says, "Hey, Jaime, I want a house under $500,000, 4 beds, 3 baths, X, Y, and Z area." You as an agent would go into the MLS and you would geographically put boundaries on wherever it is that the home buyer wants to purchase. You would put under $500,000, 4 beds, 3 baths, whatever. So you have a safe search, right? That's not new to you. But here's the thing. That is you being reactive. That is you basically working with the client. Let's turn that around. We actually want this search, that buyer that reached out to you, chances are there's thousands of them just like them, except they're just not your clients. So let's work on that. That search that you just created, well, wouldn't it be beneficial if you made that available to the world, right? If you put that on your YouTube videos, hint, hint. A lot of my YouTube agents, shout out. Actually, Sarah's there. Sarah, you know about this. You can make as many as you want, I believe. Yep, you can absolutely do that. No troll, but yeah, I was worried about losing track of the link. Michael, yep. Oh, okay. Awesome. I appreciate you. Yeah, so yeah, you can recreate it. You can make as many as you want, as Sarah mentioned, but I just don't want you to waste your time, right? So if you already made it how you want it, no sense in you remaking it because you forgot to copy and paste that link and send it to yourself. Don't do that to yourself. Now, going back to the multi-property search. So that safe search that you did through your MLS in the traditional way, you're only sending it to your client. Well, what if you create a lead magnet of homes under $500,000, 4 beds, 3 baths, and you make that available to the public? You make that on your social media, you make that available on your YouTube, on your emails, on your whatevers, where people can click on it. And if they want that list, they actually have to give you their contact information, aka they become leads for you. So think about it. A lot of you are on YouTube right now and getting thousands of views. How powerful would it be if on the description and on the comment section and on your YouTube banner, you offered a list of homes under X amount of money? The average price point in your neck of the woods, by the way, is the right answer there. X amount of money, and they would give you their contact information in exchange for that, right? So that's how you deploy it here through kvCORE. So let's just do that right now. Let's just say Arlington, Texas. All right, now let's just say I want it to be under $500,000. You can go through the rest of this if you want, but for the sake of time, I'm gonna forgo that. Source, basically you can create custom ones. Let's just say you're gonna post this one on Facebook, or you can say, I'm gonna post all of this particular link that I'm about to create on YouTube. Whatever the case may be, you can control it right here. You can automate your follow-up. Again, this is super important. Hashtags are very important that you understand what they mean and how to leverage them. You can automatically have certain emails, certain texts trigger every time one of these leads comes through. So you can assign certain hashtags. But what's cool is this: property views allowed before registration. You can, as soon as they click on that link once, you can ask for their contact information. Or if you just want to give it away without ever force registering, asking people to force register, you can put never. But we're going to go with immediate. All right. And then we're going to go to short link. We're going to generate the link. We're going to copy. And that's the link that people will see. Right? So these are all the homes in the area that are under $500,000. And when people click on this, it's not going to work because I think I'm logged in right now. But whenever somebody wants some additional information, they're going to be prompted to give you their contact information. And then the lead is going to go through, and you can, again, have it automatically fire off an email, automatically fire off a text, automatically do all what you need. Single property website, basically the same thing as that we already talked about on strategy number 2, which is single property website. The only difference here that I want to get to is you can select if you never want an opt-in or if you want people to register immediately. That's the one distinction I wanted to share with you, because when you go to listings and if we were working with that McKinney property, whatever it happened to be, here, let's just pretend this was the same property. And it's freezing up on me for some reason, but let's just pretend this was the same property. Whenever we go through that, copying this automatically forces you to opt in. So if you didn't want that to be the case, or if you wanted to have other criteria of when you wanted to ask for that opt-in, you can change that in the IDX. You can create it through here. You can just find that listing once again and say, I want, as soon as somebody gives me their information, as soon as somebody clicks on that link, I want that immediate registration. Or let's just say I never want people to get asked what their emails are. Then you can put never, right? And then you generate the link right here and you're on your way. Seller squeeze page. Get seller leads by offering instant market reports. You can offer an instant market report. All you have to do is generate one second. Let me go to the market report because that makes a little bit more sense. Build a market report to share on social media. This is front facing. So this, you can create the market report for a certain area. Let's just say it's Arlington again, or let's just go with Dallas. I'm going to show you this first and then back our way through the seller one. If we wanted to share what's going on in this neighborhood of Dallas, then we can generate the link. And you'll see what it looks like. So when somebody is, whenever you're offering that market report, you would be asking for that email and then they can see it, right? And then the seller squeeze page, you can generate the link and you're effectively asking for somebody's address. So, hey, are you curious to see what your home is worth? Boom, you just send them that link and you're on your way. Now also remember those hashtags. It's important that you know how to use them because you can start dripping them and start converting that way. All right, so just one quick summary. Use your kvCORE IDX website to generate leads. Use single property websites to generate leads. Use landing page leads. Use squeeze pages to generate leads, and use your smart phone number to generate leads through kvCORE. Those are fantastic ways for you to start generating leads from people that you have no idea who they are, but quickly they will become home buyers or home sellers for you. If you have any questions, please feel free to drop that question down below. Don't forget to subscribe.